and will be making its way up to the third floor shortly, and we will be taking a brief break for dinner. But we're going to pass another bill. We're going to consider another bill at that time, sir. So if I may return to the orders of the day and move that House Bill 215 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, would you please report House Bill 215?
House Bill 215, an act relating to crimes and punishments.
Senator from Scott.
I yield to the senator from Callaway for action on the bill.
Senator from Callaway.
Thank you, Mr. President. House Bill 215 deals with enhancing sentencing for those that are trafficking in fentanyl. For those of us that are involved in this area, fentanyl has become the new big thing that we're having to deal with from a drug standpoint. This bill would increase from 50% to 85% the minimum that's served before someone guilty of trafficking can be eligible for probation, short probation, conditional discharge, or parole, and it removes them from being eligible for a pretrial diversion. In addition, it addresses aggravated trafficking to increase the amount to 10 grams or more of fentanyl or fentanyl derivatives. Be happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, I move for passage of House Bill 215.
The matter before the body is final passage of House Bill 215. Are there any members seeking recognition for the purpose of question or discussion? Senator from Warren.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill came about, I think, as a result of a lot of the deaths that have happened in regards to fentanyl-laced drugs. And when it happens in your community, that's when it starts to hit home. We've had one family we know had 2 sons. They no longer have any sons. They've lost both of them to overdose. But then you have somebody that's very close to your family. Her brother took 1 pill. It was 100% fentanyl. And if anybody knows anything about the drug and how dangerous it is, it's a killer. And that was Dalton Bishop. And this has been non-codified language to be called Dalton's Law. His sister, Gretchen Bishop Williams, very close friend of our family. That's when it hits home. Parents came and they testified in the House. William and Rita Bishop from Glasgow, Barren County. And so I just wanted to speak on this. This is very personal to me. And I would appreciate everyone supporting this bill. Thank you.
Any other members seeking recognition? Senator from Marshall.
Speak in support of the bill, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, when you look at the society today and you look at the illegal drugs that are being trafficked, there is no other deadlier drugs at this point than fentanyl, carfentanil, and the derivatives. And I had a conversation with the senator from Jessamine yesterday afternoon regarding the use of fentanyl as far as sedation before surgery and the micrograms that they use. And it really helped me put in perspective just how deadly this drug is. And that's fentanyl, not carfentanil, which is much more deadly than fentanyl. And as we move forward, and I understand the need for treatment, and I agree with those things, with those who are possessing drugs, involved in drugs. Trafficking is a different issue, and when you get up to where you're trafficking or importing, with this bill actually covers importing into the state for the purpose of trafficking and then trafficking within the state for the enhanced penalties. As I stated, there is no other deadlier drug, and it's not just those who are users of this drug that it puts at risk. It's the first responders that come to respond and to attempt to save lives of some of these folks that have overdosed. And many of our first responders end up in the hospital being treated themselves. It's that deadly. And so when I hear people complaining about an 85% mandatory sentence before parole eligibility. Mr. President, I really don't have any sympathy for the people who are trafficking in these drugs. They are trafficking death. And as we are being more accommodating on the lower end for users, I think we need to be every bit harsher on the higher end of those who are trafficking and making money off of killing our citizens. Mr. President, I want to encourage everyone to support this bill. Thank you.
Senator from Taylor,
Speak on the bill, Mr. President.
please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. I want to also thank the Senator from Warren. My mother-in-law is best friends with Rita Bishop, and they just got back from a trip to Florida not too long ago, a girls' trip. They were all high school classmates at Glasgow High School, and my mother-in-law came home telling me about Dalton's Law. At that time, it was in the house. I was traveling through, and I think members in here know the story of my mother-in-law who's lost her daughter, Ashley. We have 1 year ago in March. We have her anniversary of her passing, and it was due to an overdose of fentanyl in Florida. And so this hits home to us, but it's great to see the language and the severity that we're putting into this bill. And I just want to thank the bill's sponsor. I want to thank also for the naming of this after Dalton. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other members seeking recognition for the purpose of question or discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Alvarado. Aye. Senator Berg. Aye. Senator Carpenter. Aye. Senator Carroll. Aye. Senator Caslin. Aye. Senator Douglas. Aye. Senator Embry. Senator Girdler. Aye. Senator Givens. Aye. Senator Harper Angel. Aye. Senator Higdon. Aye. Senator Hornback. Aye. Senator Howell. Aye. Senator Kerr. Senator McDaniel. Senator McGarvey. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Parrott. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Schickel. Senator Schroeder. Senator Smith. Senator Southworth.
Senator from Anderson, please cast your vote, then explain.
Explain my no vote, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, no doubt I would love to run every last grain of fentanyl out of this state. But the problem is this bill doesn't do that. Fentanyl is deadly, scary deadly. All this bill does is enhance the number of dollars that we spend on the people that have done these things by extending the time that they serve in prison from approximately the 5-year markish to in the closer to 10 range. Mr. President, the time that someone spends in jail or prison has a major effect on the direction that they're going from then on out. It can go better or it can go worse. And in my experience, people that have served 2.5 years, which is the absolute bare minimum under current law that they could serve in this situation, people that have served 2.5 years have had enough time to decide, do I want to go back to that or am I going to do something different? Now, of course, recidivism is a real thing. But Mr. President, there's nothing to be gained by having this person sit in jail on our taxpayer dollars paying for it for 8 years instead of 3 or 5 or 6. What we do gain is mostly loss, and certainly by the time they get back out, they have their first chance at deciding a new direction is years later, and we can't recatch as quickly and help redirect. It's not a number of years issue, it's a time of mistakes issue that helps people turn around. And that is why I don't think this bill is a good value, doesn't protect our communities anymore. but it just spends our money on people that frankly need to just not do this anymore. So I vote no.
Senator Stivers.
Aye.
Senator Storm. Senator Thayer. Senator Thomas. Senator Turner. Senator Webb.
Senator from Carter, please cast your vote, then explain.
I'm going to vote aye with the cautionary tale that as we appear to be piecemealing our criminal justice system even further and moving toward mandatory minimums in the archaic federal system, which even the federal system would like to get away from, that this has a significant fiscal impact and it enhances aggravated trafficking to include heroin. So it's going to come at a cost, and I have not had the opportunity to digest whether or not the budget will accommodate this, but we probably need to give corrections a little more money. I'll vote aye.
Senator West. Senator Westerfield. Senator Wheeler. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise. Senator Yates.
Any member seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Senator from Carter.
I vote no.
Any other member seeking recognition? Seeing none. There being 30 yeas, 3 nays. House Bill 215 is finally passed. Senator from Scott.
Mr. President, suspend the rules to communicate.
Under suspension of the rules, Senator from Scott.
I have good news. Dinner has arrived, Mr. President. It is in the hallway to my left, to your